I'm so happy you'll be available, Willard. The board of directors of Neuduckstein International will be relieved to hear you'll be acting as security agent for our annual costume charity ball.
A costume ball, Auntie? You know how much I like traveling with you, Auntie, and dressing casual. I'll enjoy choosing a costume.
Me too. As chair duck of the charity, it was my responsibility to organize this year's fundraiser. And if I do say so myself, I found quite the location. It'll be held at Neuduckstein Castle in Bavaria, Germany. The castle is quite famous, and its owner, Emily Pintail, told me there's an old legend about it as well. The ghost of a court jester named Neuduck still walks its halls. It is said he had quite a taste for practical jokes, laughter, and chocolates. And to this day, tourists who visit the castle sometimes find stale pieces of chocolate in some of the rooms.
Well, if this Neuduck loves chocolate, then he's my kind of ghost. But I hope he doesn't make an appearance during the ball. Most ducks are afraid of ghosts.
Oh, I'm certain he's not real. It is, after all, only a legend. But the reports of stale pieces of chocolate are an intriguing mystery. How exciting, Willard! Our charity ball has just started, and it's already a huge success. These donations will go a long way in fighting oppression and protecting ducks in distress around the world.
This stash will also be a tempting target for thieves.
With you here, Willard, I'm sure no one would dare try to steal it.
What a beautiful castle!
Shame Emily Pintail has to sell it.
Too bad for her. Not so bad for me.
Oh, dear. Emily didn't tell me anything about having to sell her castle. I wonder why.
Lucky if she is. This place is in perfect condition and will sell for a fortune.
If you will please excuse me, Willard, I want to find Emily to see what is going on.
Cheapskate.
Excuse me, Emily. I just heard the news. You are selling your castle?
I don't want to, but my banker and financial advisor, Baron von Drake, says I have to. He says I have no more money and that I'm in great debt to his bank. I have to sell the castle to repay the loans.
Oh, I wish I had known. I would never have asked you to host this charity ball.
Actually, it's wonderful timing, really. People can see the castle in all its glory, so the price will go up. This is the perfect open house. I wish I didn't have to sell, though. This castle has been in my family since King Neuduck built it centuries ago.
Is that the court jester you told me about?
Yes, that's your duck. I'm sure he'd find it funny that I have to sell the castle.
Well, I don't find it funny at all. Oh, I wish there was something I could do.
Thank you, Miss Mallard. Perhaps something will happen and I won't have to sell after all.
Werner, darling, what do you plan to do with the castle if you become the new owner?
Luxury condominiums, my dear. I will rip out the inside and rebuild it with the modern amenities.
You can't be serious, darling. This castle is full of heritage. What about the history?
History is mystery. The old must make way for the new. That's where the prophets lie.
Money isn't everything, Werner. Prestige can't be bought.
I can give you a good price on an apartment. I already have the plans to run up.
I wouldn't dream of it, darling. Besides, aren't you being overconfident? What if someone else outbids you?
Oh, impossible! Who could do so? No one in Germany has more money than me and my partner, Baron von Drake.
But, darling, you never know how someone's fortunes might change.
Are you speaking of yourself, Countess Gusander? Everyone knows your family is not as wealthy as it once was.
You will see, Werner. The Gusander name will soon be famous once again.
everything all right, Willard?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Well, for a costume party, that is.
It's a good thing all the guests have arrived. There's almost no room for more donations. But we can't complain about that now, can we?
And we can't complain about the food. Emily's chefs have really outdone themselves.
And to think she prepared all of this when she has serious financial difficulties. That's why she has to sell her ancestral home.
Well, if this place really is haunted by some court jester's ghost, then I hope the new owner isn't afraid of.
How unusual. There must have been a sudden air current.
Or maybe your duck didn't like my mentioning him.
Don't be silly, Willard. There must be some logical explanation. Fumble the catch. What a pity.
I'll get him!
Willard, there! Gotcha! It would appear our ghost is flesh and feathers just like us all, Willard.
He sure is, Auntie.
Widgeon!
Chief Inspector Bufflehead? I thought you were the ghost.
Ghost? Of all the cockamamie.
The doors, the windows, they are locked.
We're trapped.
Let me out! Let me out!
Put some muscle into it, my good duck. Let me out! Let me out!
What are you doing here, sir?
I was about to ask you the same question, Widgeon. But now that I see you're with your little auntie again, everything is perfectly clear. I have been a supporter of Neuduckstein International for years. I am always invited to their fundraisers.
Oh, right. You're the cheapskate who put change. I mean, the donations. Oh, I can't believe it. I fell for the oldest trick in the book. Cause a diversion and steal the cash. What a diversion.
There has to be some logical explanation for all of this.
You're right about that, Auntie. It's your duck. Remember how he likes chocolate?
But this piece of chocolate isn't stale.
So his tastes have improved over the centuries. Here, let me be the judge.
Stop talking nonsense, Widgeon. Everyone knows there is no such thing as ghosts.
Don't say that, sir. Your duck doesn't like to be discounted.
I need a towel.
Well, we can be comforted that it appears there's no way the thief could have left the castle with the charity money.
Ah, darlings. Are you so certain you still want to purchase this haunted castle?
I'm not afraid of a little ghost. When I start renovating this place, we'll make so much noise, the ghost of your duck will be looking for a new home.
Well, do let me know when you're finished your little project. I think I am interested in that apartment you mentioned. The biggest and most expensive one you've got.
Come, Willard. We must find Emily.
Help the guests clean themselves up and sweep up the food. But don't touch the table. I will take care of that.
Emily, I am so sorry for all the troubles. I'm afraid our charity has turned into quite an event.
That is an understatement, madam. What has happened now qualifies as a crime. Please allow a professional to resolve these matters.
Well, thank you, Chief. I'll get on the case right away.
Not you, Widgeon. I mean me. Your bunglings have already cost us the charity donations. I shall begin my investigation immediately.
Turn up the heat!
Someone light the fire!
Stop in the name of the law! Don't just stand there, Widgeon!
Gotcha!
Oh, not me, you quack.
Terribly sorry, Chief. There are just too many court jesters in this castle.
No, never mind, Widgeon. Just stay out of my investigation from now on.
Come, Willard. Let us begin our own investigation. Have you found anything suspicious on the table, Emily, that might explain the flying food?
Only that.
Look! A piece of chocolate!
Your duck!
This place is haunted. I wouldn't buy this place if you paid me.
Stale. Emily, do you mind if Willard and I search the castle? I believe there is more to all of this than a simple haunting.
What are we looking for, Auntie?
Chocolate smears.
Auntie, you're not starting to believe in your duck, are you?
Yes and no. I have not yet made my decision. I see no chocolate here. Ah, what have we here? Still no chocolate. Oh, but it is rather cold.
That's what they say about drafty castles.
Yes, but these drafts are duck-made. By turning the fan this way, a draft was created which put out the fire. Placing it this way, so it would blow on the ice, would account for a ghostly breeze that would chill you to the bone.
Oh, I see your point.
But no chocolate anywhere. The plot thickens. Aha! Chocolate.
Where?
This would explain the squirting fountain that soaked Inspector Bufflehead.
I'll have to remember that.
Well done, Willard.
If you say so, Auntie. Just in case.
When I get my hands on that ghost.
Someone has gone out of their way to hide what is at the end of these wires.
You're telling me.
Stale.
Sorry.
Not to worry, Willard. Your assistance has been invaluable. I now know what has happened tonight and why.
You do?
Yes, and now it is time to trap the villain, or should I say, villains. Willard, I need you to go to the kitchen and find a fresh box of chocolates. There should be lots, as I saw some on the buffet table before the chaos began. And Willard, the gooier, the better.
What could Auntie possibly want with gooey chocolates? I'm the one with the sweet beak.
Blasted spells!
Inspector Buffethead?
Of course it's me, you fool! Did you see the jester?
He went down. I thought he was you.
Typical.
You just can't win with that duck.
Thank you, Willard. Please put them on the table and stand guard at the doors near the light switch. What started out as an elegant charity ball has turned into an evil plot to steal the donation money and force Emily Pintail to sell her castle.
You mean it wasn't your duck?
Who would do such a thing?
But what makes this a truly intriguing mystery is that there is more than one suspect among us. Baron von Drake, the Countess van Goosander, Werner Woodduck, and Emily Pintail.
This duck is out of her mind.
How dare you accuse one such as I?
I'm a builder, not a thief.
How could I force myself to sell?
Even though Emily and I had numerous discussions about the charity ball, she never once mentioned that she had to sell her castle. She later admitted to me she wanted to hold the party here because it would be an excellent opportunity to have an open house. But her real plan was to show how haunted the castle was, so no one in their right mind would buy it. So she set mouse traps underneath the platters of food and set them off to flick food and mimic Yorduck playing one of his practical jokes. And she used her newly installed security system, which automatically locks shutters and doors, to trap everyone inside. She quickly cleaned up the mousetrap evidence and planted a piece of stale chocolate to throw suspicion on Yorduck. Willard Widgeon of the Swiss police found the wires hooked up to a stereo system with loud laughter used to complement the haunting effect, which was completed by an appearance of Yorduck himself, when in fact it was Emma in disguise.
I admit it. I faked the haunting. I didn't want to sell the castle, but I didn't steal the money.
I know. And pretending to be a ghost isn't a crime. But stealing charity donations and trying to trick an innocent duck out of her home is. Baron von Drake is Emily's banker and financial advisor. He convinced her she was broke and that she had to sell the castle or it would be repossessed by the bank. It was Willard who pointed out how well-maintained the castle is. But how could someone who is broke keep up the costly repairs, such as installing a high-tech security system? As the financial advisor coming to visit his client, the Baron familiarized himself with the layout of the castle, so he would know how to do a haunting of his own. Then his accomplice, Werner Woodduck, pretended to be scared, only to be joined by the Baron after he had switched out of his very own jester costume. Werner Woodduck was even lucky to be a victim of Emily's haunting, so that later, when it came to him making a bid on the castle, he would make the lowest bid possible, since he could pretend he was convinced the castle was really haunted. At first, I suspected that the Baron and Werner had stolen the donation money, but when Willard and I found a fresh piece of chocolate in its place and a gooey chocolate smear on the fountain's valves, I realized we had yet another pretend haunting on our wings. But this ghost has a sweet beak that will trap them in the end. The Countess von Goosander stole the charity money.
Unving me!
But, Auntie, how did you know it was her?
It is self-evident. Everyone knew the Countess herself was in financial difficulties, and she did not seem at all concerned when the charity money went missing. Just the opposite.
She seemed delighted because she had managed to take and hide the money somewhere in the castle.
And did a little bit of haunting of her own by changing the flow of water in the fountain. Which leads me to believe the stolen donation money is hidden behind the fountain. But her mistake was that she did not know Yorduck only leaves stale chocolates in the castle, not fresh, gooey ones. And when I found both stale and fresh chocolates, I knew we were dealing with more than one fake haunting. And one ghost had a very sweet beak.
And here I was believing in the ghost the whole time. You were right, Auntie. One should always wait to know all the facts before making a decision. You never cease to astound me, Auntie.
Nor you me, Willard. It was you who pointed out that we were dealing with more than one jester when you kept tripping up Inspector Bubblehead. And you guessed my plan to use the chocolates to trap the Countess. You even surprised me when you turned out the lights without my asking you to.
But I didn't turn out the lights, Auntie.
But if you didn't, then who did?
I've had enough of ghosts.
Wasn't me.
Not me. I didn't do that one.
Maybe Inspector Bubblehead had something to do with it?
Maybe, Willard. But then again, maybe not.
Widgeon! Typical. Now I really need him, and he's nowhere to be found. Widgeon!